And take out the, what they call over here. Take out the bad stuff. Edit. I knew edit. Okay. We're gonna have this side be the creditor's side, and this side be the debtor's side. Because there's confusion. I'm still confused on this when I read stuff. Do you guys know what the creditors are?
They give stuff on credit.
Right. Creditors are banks, and they give loans to your families. So you're the debtors. Well, it gets really confusing as you go through accounting and classes in school that a lot of times the bank is the debtor because they're getting money from someone. So, you know, you think bank is credit, but many of the problems, the bank's actually the debtor. But just to kind of keep it simple, so you guys will at least know, remember 50% of this. And if you know 50% of this, then you kind of know the other 50%. So you guys are the creditors, you guys are debtors when we kind of go over some examples, just so you have a more solid understanding. Can someone read 3 pretty loud? We're going over the bell ringer right now.
The consumer's credit protection act is also known as the truth in lending law.
And what did that come up as?
Truth.
Okay. 4. You got 5? You got 5 ready for me? It's in the queue. Just go ahead and read it and we'll discuss it. One y'all do.
Oh.
A lawyer's duty of confidentiality to a client is essential to establish trust and protect the interests of the client.
Okay, and that's kind of common sense. That's true. You want to take interest in the client. 5, ma'am?
Debts caused by fraud or back taxes still have to be repaid even if you qualify for bankruptcy. Is that true?
True. It's true. Can you guys give me 6 over there? Sir?
Debit cards can no longer be used when a petition for bankruptcy is filed.
Okay, and that's new and that's true. All right, 7.
Involuntary
Go ahead and get 8 ready for me.
Involuntary bankruptcy is when the debtor files for bankruptcy even though he or she wants to retain some assets.
Okay. What do y'all think of this?
True.
False.
False.
And we'll go over that. We'll go over this stuff. Like I said, I just want you guys to get a base knowledge and know what's out there. And hey, I'll be honest. I don't know about you, but I learned from my mistakes. Seriously. And if you would have got that right, you'd never thought of that again. But when we come to this, you know, I'll remind you, and it'll stick in your brain. I really wish a test will give you a second chance because, you know, if you really do study for a test and you make a mistake on it, I promise you learn from your mistakes. 8, ma'am.
Bankruptcy law is not found in federal statutory law. Instead, it is found in each state's statutes. True.
That's false. That's a lot of big words in there.
There's a lot of big words.
Okay, 9.
When filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, the debtor must have a family income below the state family income.
I guess you guys didn't get this far on the.
True.
Very good. Very good. And we'll go over that.
Wow.
50-50, what'd I tell you? And number 10.
There are only 2 reasons a creditor may deny credit: low income or large credit bill.
You guys are so loud when you're talking about the weekend activities and what McDonald's did you in the driver's line. And okay, can you speak up again?
Alright. There are only 2 reasons a creditor may deny credit: low income or large credit debt.
It's false. It's false. And we will cover that. So make those changes, and at the end of the class, we'll turn those in. False. All right. We're going to talk about credit protection and bankruptcy. And I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this stuff, but we'll go over some of my examples in life. Once again, maybe you can learn from my mistakes. You don't have to make them. We'll give you some hints on what to do as you get older and how to establish credit. Maybe you guys can talk some stories about personal life experiences, if that's okay with you. If you want to volunteer that information, that'd be great. Slide, please. Okay, the objectives today. This is what I want us to know. And like I said, this is real life stuff, so I want you guys to pay attention and focus and really get involved. We're going to explain credit. We're going to understand some of these key terms, and we're going to make it to they really stick in your head because we're going to make them meaningful. You're going to gain some knowledge on the laws, understand a credit rating. Then you guys have credit rating, credit cards.
Yeah.
Do you? Debit's not bad, but credit's more dangerous, but they're better for you, believe it or not. And we'll get into that. Repossession. Hopefully none of you guys have had your cars repossessed yet.
No, but not repossessed.
But you guys see those TV shows now that,
Operation Repo.
yeah, and those things are fake, right?
No way.
Oh, come on.
No.
Come on. Everyone that wants to go repossessed is some. I remember one guy was like a Michael Jackson impersonator, and he goes up to the car to steal it and doing the moonwalk. Come on. Who does that stuff? Garnishing. We'll get into that, and students will become familiar with the bankruptcy chapters. Slide this.
Garnish, that's when they take your money, right?
We'll go into that. I don't want to spoil the fun. Okay, like I said, this isn't trigonometry. This is stuff that you will run into in the next couple of years. Guaranteed. Pay attention. I want you guys to ask questions. I love this stuff. This is my passion to teach this kind of stuff. That's why I'm not teaching theater or math. Business is where it's at. This is real life material. I'll tell you why. Because the government has established laws to protect the rights of both the creditors and the debtors. So it's important to know what this government's done, because some of them will actually hurt you, and some of them are there for you. Slide this. Okay. You guys, whenever something crediting comes up, I need one of y'all to volunteer and kind of speak y'all's part.
Creditors have the right to collect in debts, including repossession of property and garnishment of wages.
Okay. So that's two big things for the creditors. Okay. They get to garnish your wages, and they get to come over and take your car, and you get to run out and jump on it and want to fight everyone like those shows. Slide this. Okay, repossession, we just discussed that. That's what those silly shows are about. But in reality, it's when the creditor can actually legally come take your possessions. And they can't just, you miss one payment, they're not going to come take your house or your car. But they'll send you letters. They have to have a paper trail, okay? They can't be like, oh, we called you 15 times, you didn't pick up. I mean, when you take this to the government, because someone just stole your car, and they said, hey, we've sent them letters, what do we do? When you miss payment after payment, you're kind of stealing from them. So that gives them the right to come get it back. It's only fair. Slide this. Can I get someone from the credit side too?
This usually consists of the property brought on credit or put up as collateral for a loan, such as a car, house, or furniture.
Right. Just the basic assets. Pretty much common sense here. Is there any questions? Okay, slide.
Creditors have a right to repossess property when a debtor defaults a loan. What does a creditor need in order to claim the property?
Okay. What do you guys think they need?
Proof that they've been trying to warn the debtor.
Exactly. Just what I was saying. A paper trail, an effort to tell you guys. Slide. Several attempts. Now, does anyone know what a lien is? I have some bold print words in here. These are kind of the key words, and it's just good to know. You'll hear them again, I promise. When you buy a house, a lot of people just go buy a house. There could be an owner from 3 decades ago that owes money on that house, because a house is a big asset. If you own a house, that's probably the biggest thing you'll ever own in your lives. A $200,000, $100,000 piece of property. So when you need to go buy something or pay for your kid's college, a lot of people go and put a lien against your house, or a loan. A lien is another term for a loan that they take off an asset. A loan is if you go to a bank and you're like, hey, I need 10,000 bucks. Boom, you owe them 10,000 bucks and you pay them interest. And you end up paying them like $15,000 back over time. That's how the bank makes the money off the loan. Well, a lien is you take it off an asset, so you give the bank here's my house. Let me have this $10,000, and when I pay it off, I get my house back. It's like a pawn shop, and that's a lien when it's on an asset. Well, 3 decades ago, someone wanted to pay for their kid's college, took a lien out of a house. Somehow, time went by, sold the house, sold the house. Well, that bank still has that house on a lien. I don't care if it's gone through 10 people and it's my house now. When they want that money, they can come to me, or they can take the house. It's their house, even though it's for $6,000. They can take the whole house because that's an unpaid contract. That's why it's important to know stuff like this, because no one told me. So now I get to pay $6,000, which isn't fun, but it's not like I have to buy the house all over again. I could never do that. But just little things like that. No lawyers told me that stuff. I was really upset because I'm not the subject matter expert on that stuff. And that's why I'm a little bit more really passionate about this stuff, because no one ever told me this stuff. Also, when a bank or usually credit card companies, when you owe them a couple $100 and you're not paying them, it's really costly for them to get that money back. It's a lot to go to court, and we'll go into some stories a little later with that, but if it's not that big of a deal, they might just harass you for a little bit, which is illegal, we'll get into, and then just drop it. Does anyone know what surplus means? Sir?
It's like extra or whatever's left over.
Exactly. Surplus is too much. A surplus is something. Now, say you guys, they bought a car from you, and they've been paying it off for 5 years, and something happened to their family, and they could no longer make payments. You've warned them, you've wrote paper, and finally you need your money back. So the only way to do it, since you can't come in their wallet and take their money, because that's stealing and illegal, you come take your car back, because you're ownership of that car. You have that paperwork. And even if they paid off $10,000 and only owe $5,000, it's still your car. Now, if you sold that car, you guys could come get it for $5,000. It's not like you have to buy the car all over again. And if you went and sold that car for $15,000, you put that $5,000 that they owe you in your pocket, and then you have to give them the surplus, which is $10,000. So it's not like you're ripping them off or you're getting ripped off. You know, you're getting what's due. Now, unfortunately, they could sell the car for $6,000 because that would sell a lot easier, right? So they put the $5,000 that's owed to them in their pocket, and they give you $1,000. Now you're kind of up the creek, you know. Lost your $15,000 car, and you only get $1,000 to show for it. All right, now slide. Okay, are you talking about garnishing? What do you think that is?
It's when like the IRS or whoever they can like go inside your bank and then like take your money. Like whatever you owe them, they can take it. They don't have to ask you permission.
Yeah, garnishing wages is more with your employer
Picking up a check.
before it gets to the bank. But there's ways they can go in the bank too.
Isn't child support a garnishment?
Yes, it can be.
Okay.
Garnishing is when, just like she said, someone owes you money, they're not paying you, you can go to their work and get it deducted. Slide. Okay, we just described that in real people talk. This is the big key. This is what you guys need to know. I have a house in Columbus, Georgia. And the whole reason I bought this dang house is because I bought a Porsche. And I thought I was slick Rick, you know, bought my Porsche. And little do you know that when things happen to a Porsche, you get really upset. So I had to buy a house with a garage. And I still have this house with a garage because of this Porsche. And I tell you, living a simple life is not a bad life. Once you make money, you just want to make more, and it's I don't know. You have to learn on your own, but money did not bring me happiness. Family and friends and good decisions did. Anyway, staying on track. This house that I still have in Columbus, I have to have people come live in it. And this one guy lived in it. He has a kid. I felt bad for him, and he stopped paying me payments. When you have a lease, they have a lot of rights. You guys talked about this the other day. I can't just go to him and say you're out. He has time. I have to actually go pay someone. I have to go to the marshal's office in Columbus and fill out paperwork, which costs money. They have to go out and serve a warrant or serve a eviction notice, I guess, first. Anyways, I didn't do that. I thought kindness and the guy had a kid, you know, single dad. And we worked something out, and he never did it. Well, after 8 months of this guy living in my house, he owed me $4,000. And I finally had enough, went through the marshals, got him out. Well, he owes me $4,000. You know, I was like, hey, you owe me $4,000. He didn't give me $700 a month, so why would he give me $4,000 now? Took him to court. I won. Now, that was easy, but it cost me money. I had to go to Columbus, wear a suit and tie, go see a judge. I was nervous. You know, what if I don't win? What if, you know, he brings something? Who knows? What if I did something wrong? But I won, and now he owes me $4,000 legally. Well, I go to the judge a couple weeks later. I'm like, hey, I still haven't seen any money. He's like, well, we can't make him pay. You know, you won. You know, he legally owes it to you. The one good news is it's $4,000 plus 10% interest. So that's better than any of my stocks are doing right now. It's better than any of my bank accounts. So this was 2007. Right now he owes me $6,400 because of that 10% interest compounding. So by the time he actually does get some money, he's going to owe me, you know, a lot of money, which is cool, but I could really use it now. So what I did, I go, well, if you guys can't drive out there and make him pay me, what, you know, why did I go to court? Why did I spend all this extra money? Like, well, you can try to garnish his wages. So I went to the Columbus courthouse, and I couldn't garnish his wages because he's paying child support. And you can only take 25% of someone's paycheck, and that 25% starts out with priority child support, then with, you know, the IRS and the important tax money, and then to common law people. So his kid's 2 years old, 3 years old. So when he's 18, he'll owe me like $32,000, and I can start garnishing his wages.
Wow.
But it's a sketchy system. I mean, it's good that it's protecting his children. They should come first, but you know, this guy owes me money. I haven't seen a dime of it, and he's
still like that?
Sorry?
He's still like that?
He really doesn't have to.
So if he dies, will like insurance pay you back your money?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's two other things I can do. I can have the sheriff's office. It's a one-time deal. I can have them go out and collect everything that he owns and sell it at an auction, and I get the money. So if they go get his Jeep and they sell it for $200, that's a one-time thing, and I get $200. I can also go to his bank. This is also costing me money. I got to fill up his paperwork and type in his. I have to know his name and address and stuff. And they'll go to all the banks in Columbus, and if they find any of his money, they'll collect it and take it from him. Just a one-time thing. Once you do it, you can never do it again. So I'm waiting until tax season, so there's a little bit in there. I was thinking about Christmas, but that's a little rough, you know.
Christmas, no, Texas, we got to buy things.
But that's still like only gonna be $1,000, $2,000, but it'll help, and it'll get them serious. All right, slide. Let me go ahead and cut this off.